States, the Environment and Land Court has issued orders stopping an executive order that lifted the ban on logging. This is after the Law Society of Kenya moved to court to challenge the directive, arguing that there was no public participation before the ban was lifted.
And as George Maringa now reports, this is not the first time the head of state is finding himself in a collision course with the judiciary.
On the 2nd of July 2023, President William Ruto announced the government's decision to lift the ban on logging 6 years after it was imposed. The ban was implemented during the tenure of retired President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the decision to lift the moratorium on logging, President Ruto said, was prompted by the need to open up the economies of areas that depend on forest products. The Law Society of Kenya, LSK, moved to court to challenge the directive, arguing there was no public participation before the said ban was lifted. Exactly a month after that announcement, the Environment and Land Court has halted the lifting of logging ban and stayed its implementation. Orders are granted staying the government's directive on the revocation of the gazette notices previously issued for degazettement of forest areas or designating areas as forests, and the reintroduction of the Shamba system, Justice Oscar Angote's ruling read in part. Further, Justice Oscar Angote has barred the state from granting such licenses and permits to fell trees. Speaking at State House Nairobi, hours after the court's ruling, President Ruto defended his order, noting that lifting the logging ban won't hinder tree planting.
I know there has been concern, for example, on the lifting of the moratorium on tree harvesting. I want, for avoidance of doubt, that will not be an occasion to reverse our tree planting exercise. What we are doing...
This is not the first time that the courts are quashing the president's directive. The finance bill as well faced hurdles in court, whose hearing is pending. The fate of the 50 chief administrative secretaries, CASs, appointed by President Ruto remains unknown after the High Court declared their appointment as unconstitutional. On the halting of Ruto's lifting on logging ban, Justice Angote directed that the application and orders be served upon the parties for a hearing on August 14, 2023. George Maringa, TV47, Nairobi.
I think